Hi YouTubers, welcome again to another episode of B4 Rings. My name's Dan. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for all the people who have subscribed and liked the last video, the last 3 videos I've done. Thank you if you can continue to do that. It helps me make more content to show people who own these cars. I want to say a big massive shout out to Mr. Andrews, my cameraman behind. I want to say thank you to Blake, because if it weren't for him I wouldn't be able to do these videos, so a big thank you to him. Thank you to the Audi community on the Facebook pages as well, because if it weren't for you then I wouldn't be able to make these videos. I wouldn't really probably have the time to bother to do it, but I like to help others out there who own these cars, because obviously these cars keep us happy and keep us our mental states and mental health stable. Right, so what have we got here then? I've got another Audi 80. This is another one of my own cars. It's a 1997 Audi 80 1.8 cabriolet in a very rare colour. In people call it magenta, I call it it's called purple pink. You've got to say it like you've got a stutter. Purple. It's a factory lifestyle colour, very rare, very rare. They only made a handful of them. I know of one what's still on the road, what's in the community. There were 2 others. A friend of mine owned one down south, but he had an accident, someone hit his car, so unfortunately that's been taken off the road. It was broke for spares. And then there was another one that was on the marketplace and a few other advertising places. That also got bought and broken for spares, which is sad really, because it is a rare colour car and it does turn heads. So I've had this one now for 9 years. I'd say 9 years I've owned it, same like the Silver Coupe, around the same time. And I bought it off another Audi breaker. Shout out to Mr. Swift up north, up Stoke, also known as Chasing Classic Cars. Big shout out Mr. Swift. But when I bought it off him, it wasn't in this condition. It was, I've got to be honest, it was a bit of a dog really. It was completely standard. It was pink, obviously, because that's the standard colour, but it had a black roof. It had the S2/V6 front bumper on there. It had black alloy wheels on there. It had a dark interior in there. And we spoke at an Audi 80 car meet on the Sunday at the pub. And he told me that he didn't know what to do with it. And I said, I'll buy it off him. And that's when the project began. My daughter, she's 11, going to be 11 in June next year. She always loved pink from when she was a baby and stuff. And I thought, well, you know what, the price I'm paying for the car, I'll take a gamble and do it as a light project. And that's what I've done. So the first thing I've done when I had the car, I've done the body work. It's one of those colours you can't just paint and blend, because it's a 2-stage pearl colour. So that means it's got like the paint binds together. So it's red underneath, and then there's a dust of pearl, a purple pearl, what goes on there. You only can put a dust on it, because if you put too much, the colour will change. So when the sunlight touches the car, reflects off the car, it will get that pinky purple colour. I got that painted, and then over time, because I've got parts and bits available for it, I had original 17-inch Bolero alloys on there. I put those on there, and then I changed the interior to a different colour. And then obviously I've done other things by putting the exhaust on. I put a power flow exhaust on, and I've done it up. But it is a brilliant car. To knock a 1.8 Audi 80 petrol engine. It's the entry level of the Audi 80s, if you ever thought about it back in the days. Like how you've got the Audi A5s, a 1.8 TFSI would be the entry level, an RS5 would be the top spec. This was the entry level, and it was a nice car, and it's down to what people could afford then, and living costs and stuff. But the V6 was the actual convertible you wanted. I've had to use this car over the winter because of my other cars breaking down, and I've got to say they are such lovely cars to drive. Very smooth, and if you're not a person who needs to get somewhere quick, they are a smooth car, and they are good on the fuel as well. But the problem I've had with this car is that the engine was getting a bit slow. It's nothing from who I bought off Dave, the previous owner. I don't know what they've done to the car, but the engine is not like a normal 1.8 ADR. I've had a lot of ADRs in the past, and this one is just really slow. So 4 or 5 years back, I made the decision in my head, I'm going to put a 1.8 turbo in there when I get the chance. I was still doing the silver 1.8 turbo at that point. So I had a spare 1.8 turbo engine I put down, and I've put a power flow exhaust on, like I said. So it's ready for the 1.8 turbo engine. I've taken the zigzag black. You had black half leather with the zigzag interior in there. I changed that, and like in the last video with the blue 2.8, I took the interior out. This is a similar, very rare purpley blue interior. It's even down to the carpet I've had to replace. So the chairs, the door cards, inside here the plastics are all a purpley blue. The carpets are weird purpley blue as well. I've put a Audi sports steering wheel on there, followed by the double din. I've put a double din Audi RNSC sat nav in there, different double din but different to the coupe. I've also put a hardtop on there. I've got the wind deflector in there, that's just to keep it in a safe place. I've put a hardtop on there which I've had for a long time. A good friend of mine painted it the same colour as the car. Big shout out to Sean who done that for me. I've also changed the Bolero wheels from the 17-inch 4 stud to the 17-inch 5 stud. These come on the Audi A4 B5s, come on the Sport Quattros, Quattro Sport 1.8 turbos. Big shout out to Mr. Peter Smith down Somerset. I bought those off him. They're brand new alloys, have never been on the road except for going onto this car. Got the chance to buy those and put them on there. Also changed the brakes, discs and pads. I've changed the calipers to G60 twin pops like what I've got on the silver coupe. So basically this is ready for the 1.8 turbo conversion. Also, like I said, I put a power flow exhaust on there. Twin exhaust, power flow exhaust system to the cat back. So it's ready. At the moment it sounds very burbly, and the car is, the performance isn't really, it's not really there at the moment, and I like messing with cars and stuff, and if I've got it I'll try and modify it. And I know it's really upsetting because the car's done, but the only thing I want to change is the engine, because the car is like kind of lacking on the engine. Other than that, I'm happy with the rest of the car. It's taken a long time, it's taken 3-4 years. I had the car parked up and I kind of neglected it. In that time of neglected, it was covered up, but it just weren't getting started up and everything. And I do advise to anyone who owns these Audi 80 convertibles, or well, it's mainly the convertibles because the pump is on the outside, the fuel pump's on the outside underneath. They do seize up if you don't start them, because all that cream from the fuel, it blocks up the port where it comes through, where the fuel comes through, and then your fuel pump will lock up. So I do advise, if you can, even when you don't want to, go outside, start the car, leave it running for half an hour. Even wait for the fans to kick in, the radiator fans kick in 2 or 3 times. So at least you know that the engine's good. Another thing with them as well, I noticed that the water pump, it's an external water pump on these cars, and if you don't put coolant in there, the water corrodes and turns into a nasty crystallization, which blocks up the pump, blocks up the thermostat. Water can't get through to the engine, you get the overheating problems, and it also goes in the heater matrix, which is absolutely annoying. The 1.8 20 valve ADR engine, it does look a bit neglected with the fuel lines. You can see the mold on there because the car hasn't been used. So this is a 125 brake engine from the factory. They are good. They're also found in the A4 B5s and the C4 A6s, the late ones. They got rid of the 2-litre ABK engines on the A6s, and then they put these in there. So they are good engines, but over time they do lose horsepower over the years. So the 1.8 turbo will be replacing this. The 1.8 turbo AB engine is basically the same engine but just with a turbo on there. So they come as 150 brake, and you're probably thinking, why would you want to put an engine which is going to gain 25 brake? The simple reason is it's more modern. The parts are more readier available, because these have like leads and a coil pack, and the leads are hard to get hold of, and even down to the airflow meter, that's hard to get hold of as well these days. You get copy ones, but they don't make the car run properly. So I'm going to change all of that, and plus like doing the alternator and everything, the time I'm doing all of that, I might as well try and throw an engine in, and you know, I'll be happy with it. But at the same time, if I put the AB engine in there, just like the silver car, it's only going to take a few modifications where I can turn it into an absolute front wheel drive monster. It only involves changing injectors and an ECU and changing a few things of a housing on the airflow mass meter, and then you know you've gone from 150 brake to 200 and odd brake. But I'm not looking for that in this car. I just want a nice smooth car. I love my V6s. I've got Audi V6s, but I want a nice 4-pot engine, which is like, it's just reliable, it's easy driving, and you've got the turbo to help you get you on your way. With the V6s, they're lovely, they're low torque, but then you're gonna have to build up that oomph to get it where it is. And then when you're there, you're all right with them. But I just want something simple. When you're in traffic, when you're in town, when you're going on the B roads, you know, the motorways, it might be a bit dull on the motorways. That's where the V6s come in. But the plan is, over this year, I'm planning to change the engine and get it back on the road. So I've got, my daughter's prom is mid summer of 2026, but I'm going to start doing it now because time is always against us. The most expensive thing in life, I say, is time, because you never can get it back and it goes so quick. So I'm planning to do this now when I've got a bit of spare time to get it in, get the engine in, and we can move on from there. So the plan for this car is to put the 1.8 turbo engine in there. When am I going to do it? So before the end of the year, my plan is to do a how-to video, and if you want to see that, I'll pull it up over the Christmas period. My plan is to put the engine in and to get it started. I'll do the how-to video of how to do that, and then get it ready for my daughter's prom, which is next year, but the car will be done much more before then, hopefully by the end of Jan, because there is a big long waiting list for my exhaust fabricator to do the downpipe, because the problem on the AEB engine, A4s have the cap by the turbo where these cars are underneath, so I have to get a fabrication exhaust fabricator to do a downpipe to go underneath with the exhaust. Other than that, it should be straightforward. I've already got all the bits and bobs to do the conversion. I've already got the intercooler on there, which I'll do that in the next video, and the plumbing work. But the main thing is to get the video, in time to get the video completed before the new year of the engine in. By the way, thank you for watching and subscribing. If you've got an Audi 80 or any classic Audi you're doing up in the new year, I plan to travel and meet some of you. If you want me to come and do a video on your car, it could be anything from an A4, A6, the S models, the RS models, finding about why you've got the car and what problems you've had with it and what you enjoy about the car. More than happy to meet up with some people. Some people said in the comments and on forums that they would like to do a video of their car. I will be gathering up all the names and sending you messages of arranging to meet up. Also, if you've got any Audi classic cars, I know it's a sad thing, but if you've got any Audi classic cars you don't want to do anymore, I understand that. Some people just have enough and they don't want to do any more with the cars. Give me a shout. I'm always interested in classic Audis or VW cars, and it's even passing it on to other people who are looking for projects, because I do have people who are looking for these type of cars but they don't know where to source them. So hit me up with a message or an email if you're interested on, you know, moving the car on or whatever you've got. Stay tuned. Thank you again. Keep liking and subscribing. Just keep on pressing the bell if you want to see more notifications. I'll try and do it as much as I can. I'm fairly new at this, so I do apologise. I've had a few people say I say a lot, but in over time, it's a learning curve, and I should hopefully progress where I stop saying but it's onwards and upwards. Keep your classics on the roads. Stay tuned for the next video on the 1.8 turbo build. Take care. Let's try that again.